Welcome to our channel. Today we're talking about those guys pretending to escape. Matthew, are you with us? A pointy face suddenly pops in and interrupts their exciting conversation, leading them back to the asylum. Since their clothes were soaked, staff prepped some work outfits for them, as the storm seemed to be having a showdown with the island building. To keep the patients from escaping, the doctor suggested keeping them in their ward, to which the director replied, "What if they lie on the they'd be dead?" Among those 24, if it were me, I'd just throw all 42 of them in there. At this point, Teddy interjected, questioning the director. "I believe you heard. 24 patients at C Hospital. 42 patients are at NB hospitals, totaling 66 here." "That's right. Just like Rachel Solando said, you'll have 67 patients." The director not only denied it, but told Teddy that they found the missing Rachel, who returned to the warden's gate. Faced with Teddy's questions, Rachel bizarrely pictures him as her deceased husband, and suddenly seems to realize something. She abruptly pushes Teddy away and yells, "I tied you up. My Jim is dead. Who on earth are you? Who exactly are you? Who exactly are you? Who exactly are you?" Chuck, the muscular guy, could only temporarily take him away from the ward as they followed the director to the office, amid flashes of lightning. Teddy felt a sudden intense headache again, and the director hurriedly handed him some meds before sending him to rest. As he dozed off, he dreamt of the old concentration camp, where amidst the bodies was a mother and daughter. Teddy turned around, only to find the bodies transformed into Rachel and her daughter. The girl suddenly opened her eyes, questioning Teddy. "You should have saved me. You should have saved us." The scene shifts to a room where he meets the long-lost Leetes, who pulls a flask out of her pocket. In the blink of an eye, Leetes morphed into Chuck. Just then a scream caught Teddy's attention. There was Rachel covered in blood, and 3 kids' bodies lay on the ground. Teddy quickly placed them into the lake. He jolted awake, realizing it was a nightmare. The door opened and a woman entered the ward. Teddy looked closely and found it was his wife. She said Leetes was on the island. "You must find him and kill him." And with a lightning flash, Teddy jolted awake again. As he and Chuck stepped outside, they found that last night's storm had turned the place upside down. Even the power system took a hit. The two seized the chance to go to Area C in work outfits. They aroused no guard suspicion. Even Eugene thought they were there to help search for the escapees. Chasing a patient, Chuck got separated from Teddy, who was then ambushed in rage. Subtitles. The other party expressed that they didn't want to leave and inexplicably asked him, "Isn't it true that no one can explode at a temperature of over 10 million degrees? Chuck was stunned by the remark, and Teddy seized the chance to retaliate, giving the patient a good beating. Thankfully, Chuck stopped him just as Eugene and Chuck sent the patient to infirmary. Teddy searched alone for Leetes in Area C. To his surprise, he stumbled upon George, who shouldn't be here. "What's going on, George? What do you mean by that?" Teddy claimed he'd take George out, but George rebutted that no one could take him away. This was all a trap, even by your partner Chuck. George suddenly sobbed, "Take me to Leetes. They're gonna stuff things inside my head. That's why I'm here. It is because of you that I'm stuck here. Can you please help me?" Subtitles. "You can't make me do anything anyway. Just tell me what I should do. What can I do to make these soft-natured guys not take me lightly?" Chuck desperately attempted to stop Teddy because the negotiation zone was extremely dangerous. But stubborn Teddy remained determined to go alone. When he got near the lighthouse, he found the tide had risen. Left with no choice, he had to give up. Teddy returned to look for Chuck, but found him missing, only to see a cigarette butt at the cliff's edge. At this time, Chuck lay beneath the cliff, and Teddy risked his life to climb down for him. But he didn't find Chuck's body. Instead, he stumbled upon a cave glowing with fire. As he crawled into the cave, he realized the Chuck inside was actually a weak woman. She claimed to be the real Rachel, originally the attending physician on the confined island, who accidentally discovered the director drugging the patients. Gradually learning the truth, she was framed as a mental patient, forever trapped on this little island. Subtitles. Teddy suddenly recalled the director gave her mitigation. After Rachel's tale, Teddy was skeptical. Currently, the top priority is to enter the lighthouse and find evidence of brain experiments. Teddy overcame his fear and jumped into the sea. He discovered only one guard patrolling near the lighthouse and quickly took down the guard and seized his sidearm. However, when Teddy entered the lighthouse, he found it was just a spiral staircase. He went up the stairs, opening room after room, but still found no so-called lab, until he kicked open the last door and found the director waiting for him all along. The director revealed all the truths. As it turned out, Teddy had been treated on the confined island